The Northern Territory Government's 2017 Economic Development Framework identified the creative industries as a developing sector in our economy. In response, and with support from the Northern Territory Government, we've captured the data, recommendations and perspectives of creatives across the Northern Territory. The visual arts and crafts, screen, radio and broadcast, performing arts, digital design, architecture, fashion, music composition and publishing, museums, literature and print media, libraries and archives, advertising, and festivals. We've done this in order to build a 5-year creative industries strategy for the NT. The Chamber of Commerce NT, Northern Territory Government, and economists from Ernst & Young have worked together to prepare the strategy. This short film captures some of the voices of the Territory's creatives.
The NT is a pretty tough place, and in all projects, whether it be landscaping or sculpture, artistic, it's the first thing that drops off. It's always in the budget, it's the first thing that goes.
We have some of the world's best award-winning filmmakers living in the Territory.
With our story here, it's not just about Crocodile, it's about the top end.
The definition of creative to art may mean something different to a dancer or a songwriter or a playwright.
Well, for me, that keeps me going is with the support from the art workers.
The Art Centre industry for managers is the high burnout rate. Like that's something that when you talk to other managers, everyone knows that everyone works all weekend and all night, and I don't think that's sustainable.
Like a lot of industries at the moment, there is a gap that needs to be filled by more diverse people or people from diverse backgrounds, whether that's culturally, sexually, demographically, geographically.
It's really good to see other young ones, instead of walking around outside, just kicking around football, they should just come here and then do what I'm doing.
There's that opportunity to have a whole scene and a whole festival circuit and touring circuit, that's one, that could maintain and foster all these skills out in the bush.
Well, they need more like workshops, to come and show us new technique. Like before, we used to have lots of workshops around here.
I think marketing would be a big one. Getting a bit of support with that would be amazing.
Supporting people with diverse needs was done until last year at Jilamara through the Nawa Mentawi scheme, and then that's rolled over into the NDIS. But we've found that there's quite a few young and emerging artists that have really slipped through the cracks.
Corporately making tunnel and stuff like that.
The potential there is in dollar terms, but someone's got to take the risk and put it out there and show it in its best light.
We have quite a well-established facility here that's quite expansive, but the overheads are extremely high. Insurance premiums are just one of those. Also extremely high power bills, water.
The success of the Darwin Aboriginal Art Fair, for example, has put many different aspects about creativity from Aboriginal or Indigenous artists in varying forms on the map.
The festival also, it brings people together. It's a wonderful event that we all look forward to, everyone look forward to, especially the kids. So it's good opportunity for employment.
It's crucial to invest in the arts to keep people here in regional towns like Katherine. It's a huge influence in creating a sense of community, and people love the arts.
Yeah, so I think something that will really help is our First Nation arts policy, and particularly around self-determination and creatively controlled events, projects, organisation, businesses.
Well, screen production not only lets us tell uniquely Territorian stories to the world, to global audiences, but it also brings in employment and skills development for NT practitioners, and in turn brings in a lot of money that goes back into the community.
3 theatres and only a few kind of music venues that are supporting local music. That only gives opportunity for a certain amount of people to, in the world of production, to have that experience.
I think an industry council or peak body would identify who is indeed playing in the creative space, but also who has the capability and capacity in the Northern Territory or Northern Australia to provide creative work.
Currently in Darwin, there's the Darwin Entertainment Centre and there's Brown Smart Theatre, and around the 300-seat auditorium that's really available to local people to use and is well geared up, well facilitated. It starts to get you to that audience critical mass. It starts to make shows viable, economically speaking, and that could really help.
There's limited amount of venues that give opportunities for not only the creatives like bands or theatre shows or whatever, but for technicians to expand.
Well, good governance is really important when dealing with public money, but streamlining of government processes would enable more development and production to be greenlit for the Territory, which in turn would bring in more revenue for the NT.
I think we need some more stuff like get some more funding to get people down south to overseas, so we can take our work over there so we can show other people down south and overseas.
Another option is to create a network of industry representatives to get together every so often and talk through their struggles and try and put forward some ideas which could help all of us in the long run or provide other opportunities.
The whole Arnhem Land desert sector is vastly different industry within music and, well, arts in general, I'm sure.
And I think if creative industries can have more support from government, say, for, as a group, celebrating, I love that word, celebrating the creativity and inspiration of those artists, it will be tremendously helpful to build the economic benefit for everybody.
I'm a genuine believer in developing an Australian aesthetic, and be that in design, house design, clothes design, whatever, just incorporate and acknowledge what already exists, create a truly unique Australian identity and aesthetic.
I think the stuff that comes out of the Northern Territory creatively is immense, and it's risky and it's really different to anything that you would get anywhere else. It's a real shame if people from our more metro areas or from overseas don't have an opportunity to lap that up.
The creative industry's impact on the NT's livability, its visitor appeal and tourism, and now we have a clearer picture of its economic contribution. The economic contribution of the Northern Territory's creative industries is $735.4 million in direct and indirect contribution. There's an additional $559.8 million in induced cultural tourism. 2,392 full-time jobs in creative industries across the Territory, and an additional 1,432 jobs through cultural tourism. The creative industries are a strong contributor to the Northern Territory economy in their own right. They provide employment and export opportunities, and they enable the growth of many other industries here. The Territory's creative industries communicate to the world who and where we are, what's important to us. They reflect our identity and place in a way that no other industry can.